everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Requiescence, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start. My voice nervously spills out as I clench my fingers around my sword. Something about his gaze makes me feel like my energy is being drained out of me. I brandish my blade threateningly at him, forcing myself to meet his crimson eyes. But the next moment, I hear a low, husky sound. Laugh? Well, he sounds crazy. I watch, stunned, as the white-robed figure suddenly throws his head back with a hoarse fit of laughter.
Oh my.
I like his deep voice, but he still sounds crazy. His voice is deep and thick, like an old and neglected instrument full of dust. I have no clue what he finds to be so amusing, but I'm relieved that he isn't attacking me. Eventually he regains his composure, and he affixes me with a sudden, rigid smirk. His ghostly white teeth are sharp and fang-like, making him seem even more unnerving.
The look on your face. I'm going to miss doing this.
It baffles me. I can't sense any hostility from him. Instead, he just leers at me with a slight, pleased narrow of his red eyes. I don't sheathe my sword, but I lower it slightly, mustering my best glare to throw at him.
What are you?
In response, he tilts his head tauntingly to one side, lips still curled in that obscenely confident expression.
What am I? A very good question, indeed.
The figure in white robes gazes at me with an intensely curious stare, so piercing that it makes my blood run cold.
I don't often show myself to visitors, but I thought I smelled something unusual. And here you are.
Answer me! Who are you and what is this place?
Rather than replying, the creature just shakes his head with the chiding click of his tongue. I can't help but stare at the unsettling translucent patches of his skin and clothes. It's like something ate holes out of him and spiders spun webs in the gaps. Oh, someone courteous. Clearly youth today aren't as educated in manners as they used to be. Despite his ghastly, ethereal appearance, his words and drawling tone are strangely laid back. But his expression finally fades to a more mild one, and his red eyes narrow faintly at me.
I believe I had a name many eons ago, but I don't remember it any longer. Once, though, I lived my days as a monk within these walls.
Once? Are you a spirit?
Perhaps something close to that. I'm not the last of my kind. You'll see. There were once many of us here. Half an army's worth.
After pausing for a moment, the monk slowly begins to circle me with slow, lingering steps. I feel a faint chill in the air around him. My shock gradually fades, replaced by a growing confusion from his words.
What do you come here seeking? Treasure? Like all the rest?
I wonder for a moment if I should really tell this odd man what my intentions are, but I don't think he intends me any harm. Besides, if he can appear out of thin air like that, I don't think I could stop him from following me even if I tried.
I want to reach the heart of the cathedral.
It feels strange to tell my plans to someone else. Before, it was only something I repeated quietly in my head, so much that it seemed like a dream. The monk raises his eyebrows dubiously, pausing in front of me and staring down with a curious look.
You haven't been here before.
The odd nature of his words takes me aback. Why on earth would he think I've been here before? This is my first time that I've set foot in this place. After a moment, his red eyes squint in suspicion, piercing into me so strongly that I have to control the urge to look away.
You truly believe this?
What is this creature trying to say? Is he trying to trick me?
Of course. I'd remember coming to a freakish place like this.
A complex expression drifts over the monk's features, and he takes a slow step back away from me, his head tilting sharply to one side. And then his lips curl in an ecstatic grin. Clasping his hands together in delight, the monk lets out another long stream of grating laughter, shaking his head as though in disbelief.
I think I understand now. My, it seems we're in for a very interesting time together.
I can't understand his raucous laughter. Is he insane? If he's a spirit, maybe he's lost his wits wandering these halls.
The way towards the heart is further in, further down.
He points a long, pale finger towards the crack in the wall that opened just earlier.
Press onwards, and I will come before you again. If you are what I suspect you to be.
His confidence is so bewildering that I find myself at a loss for words. Slowly approaching me, the monk reaches out a hand towards my face. Before I have a chance to shrink back, his palm presses against my cheek. A frigid spark runs through me and I reflexively swipe at his hand. But my hand passes through his flesh. It's as if he's only an illusion, but the sensation of his icy skin is very real. The cold, slippery feeling of his fingers traces down my jaw, freezing me in place. My vision suddenly grows hazy, as if a dream world is overlapping with the real one.
All of it.
What? His low murmur echoes in my ear, and a chill spreads down my spine. Even when his hand moves away after a moment, I can still feel the icy remnants of his touch, as if he'd painted something on my skin.
All of what?
I grimace at the monk, desperately trying to ignore the unpleasant sensation lingering on my skin. But he only offers me a cryptic smile in return, the translucent patches on his flesh glimmering. He turns away then, muttering thoughtfully to himself.
It seems I have a little research to do. But I'll return to you before long, little one, so don't fret.
My hands curl into fists. What is this creature, and what does he know about me?
Wait! What do you mean? What is it that you see?
The desperation in my voice doesn't even make the monk bat an eye. Instead, he just looks up questioningly towards the ceiling, or maybe the heavens.
Astute questions, but ones that can be answered later. Old men like me have to allocate their time wisely.
He flashes me a secretive smile after saying this, tapping his staff against the floor a few times as if to punctuate his statement. The look in his eyes confidently says we'll meet again, so my protests get caught in my throat with hesitation.
Now then, don't get killed by anything on your expedition. I wouldn't want my long-deserved fun to be cut short.
With these cryptic words, a soft red mist starts to curl around the monk's body. It envelops him from head to toe, twisting about the staff that he clutches to his chest. Then his form flickers like a wavering candle, and within moments, he disappears entirely. As I stare at the spot where he stood, I'm left with a strangely empty feeling. Despite my confusion, his voice was the first one I've heard in a long time other than my own. I glanced down to my sword, still clutched tightly in my fist.
I hope I'm not going crazy.
I slide my sword back into its sheath and smooth my bangs from my forehead with a soft sigh. I should have expected this when I followed in my Uncle Gideon's footsteps. He'd always tell me stories of the odd, fantastical things that happened to him when he was on his adventures. But I guess I never thought they would happen to me. This monk, can I trust him? His presence makes me feel uneasy, but at the same time I don't think he's an enemy. But if there are other creatures like him that can turn ethereal at will, I'll have to be on my guard. For some reason, I feel a slight reluctant desire to see the monk again, if only to force him to answer all the questions I have. I doubt he'll help me, but I have to try. What he said about sensing something inside of me, I wonder what he could have meant. I definitely haven't been anywhere near the cathedral before, so he probably mistook me for someone else. But I can't shake the uneasy feeling of apprehension that's forming in my stomach. The sensation of the monk's frigid fingers still lingers on my skin, reminding me of those words he said. All of it. I have no idea what he could be talking about. But I guess the only way to learn more is just to press forward. Maybe I'll come across something that'll give me a hint, so that I'm not stuck in this state of cluelessness. Taking a deep breath, I steel myself and head over towards the crack in the wall. And I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.